Taki? Eve, are you alright?
What is going on, everybody? It's Applersky here. Today we have a special video. And I say special for two reasons. One is because it's the Stellar Blade demo. It's finally here. So everyone can try it. If you haven't yet, you can download it now, and it is definitely worth a try. So immediately you get thrown into the action here, kind of a tutorial-based mission here. You're with your partner, and the presentation of this is absolutely phenomenal. Okay. Now, as far as like the rest of the game, it doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's not a game of the generation, but not every game has to be excellent or, awesome game of the year potential, right? What this game does is it kind of borrows from a lot of great games. Now, as far as the story goes, I don't really know much other than what I've seen in trailers and what I've kind of read about. You play as a woman named Eve, and Earth has been destroyed by whatever these creatures are. Doesn't really explain it in the demo. I really hope it does in the full game, and I'm pretty sure it will. Seems like it has some deep lore to it, but it's kind of kept at a minimum in the demo at least. But just look at these cutscenes, and these happen like smooth transition, like it goes straight from gameplay into a cutscene. The production value is awesome. It doesn't, you can tell like the game and the cutscenes are running on the same engine. They probably use some tricks here and there to so you can see the blurry background or whatever. But as far as I could tell, like going from cutscene to gameplay, you don't lose any of the graphical fidelity. Like it looks just as good when you're playing it as when you're watching the cutscenes, right? So you can see here, very well done. Now you get into a proper kind of boss battle here, tutorial boss battle, you and your partner, and it's awesome. I mean, you get into the combat right away. It doesn't really teach you like the full system. This is kind of just getting you geared up for what's to come. So I love the action, love how fast it is. It gives me kind of like a Devil May Cry type of feel to it. A lot of people have been comparing this to like a Soulsborne from Software game, but I mean, yeah, I guess there is some aspects, but I think it's more akin to like, I don't know, like Bayonetta, a little bit with the anime style and the way some of the actions, like see this final kill the boss cutscene, kind of reminds me like a Bayonetta. Really awesome, well done, well choreographed. It's just crazy looking. But the actual combat, to me, feels the most what I could compare to like Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor. Like, it has that, perfect parry, perfect dodge mechanic that is hard to master, but once you get it, it just makes the game a whole lot more fun. So to me, like the gameplay is like a mixture of that with like a little bit of From Software inspired. There are like these hubs that you can like rest at or whatever, and it tells you, you resupply here, and some enemies respawn, which I didn't really see, but it's because the demo kind of pushes you forward, right? But I don't know. It has like a little bit of everything. Even like parts of it remind me of The Last of Us, like some of the exploration that you do and try to figure out how to get into certain areas, and you'll see that coming up. But this is top-notch presentation. I mean, when this game was announced, it felt like one of those games where we were never going to see it. When a game comes out and it's Project whatever, this was Project Eve when it was announced, I tend to like not get my hopes up because a lot of those never come to fruition, or when they do, they're not the same game that was shown off. And this is every bit the same game that was shown off, multiple years ago as Project Eve. And I just wanted to showcase a little bit of the cutscenes and fidelity of them. That was Adam. He is your pilot and friend, of course, but he's the one that's controlling, like you've seen in like the other gameplay videos and stuff. He's in the drone. He's controlling it. So it's not technically an AI. It's actually a real person. He's just on board. And he sends that AI with you for, reconnaissance and backup, which I think is cool. I love this. I don't know. I also get vibes from Death Stranding too a little bit here, and I'll show you what I mean. But as far as like the world, it kind of almost has like a Horizon look to it. Everything's kind of overgrown and crushed, but not as crazy. Like obviously, like there's still some sort of civilization, and that's ultimately your mission. You're sent here to kind of try to fix whatever's going wrong. At least that's kind of what I got from it. These creatures are also another highlight too. The enemy variety. I mean, the demo is about an hour, a little over an hour long. I think I faced at least 7-8 different enemy types, and your combat against them is totally different. You got your weaker enemies, but then you got your slow lumbering like this guy, where it's really all about like dodging. You see that the perfect dodge there, and then you follow up with an attack. So you don't have the same strategy going into every fight, is what I mean. Like you kind of have to like learn their movements, and I cut out a lot of, I put in my best like gameplay here just for the sake of time, and but I did mess with it a while. I was trying to get the perfect parry down, the perfect dodging mechanic, and then try to make it. I love cinematic style gaming, and I try to pride myself at being like really good at like once I learn the game, I can put together a really good looking like clip or a run, if you will, once I get all the systems figured out. And this game rewards you with some really excellent takedowns, and it's pretty straightforward, linear, as far as the demo is concerned. This is one little complaint I have, like that platforming doesn't really look that great. It's kind of a minor nitpick, but I feel like it could have been done a little bit more faster and dynamic. But here, this is what I was talking about with The Last of Us. This reminded me of the first Last of Us, pushing the pallet to get to a certain spot. Like, you did it for Ellie, but you're doing it for yourself here. But then I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, let's look around. What's underwater here? And I seen there's a crate here. Well, how do I get over that fence? Okay, well, I decided to look around a little bit, found another pallet, said, okay, well, I can jump over here and get this chest that's down here. Even though it's a demo, I like to explore and fully, I'm a trophy hunter, so this is right up my alley. I love these little like hidden areas you got to kind of puzzle your way through. This is really simple. Hopefully they get, more complicated as you unlock moves and stuff, different ways to do things. Here's another enemy variant here. These creatures are really well done too. Like, they're not generic looking. I mean, to me, they look like straight out of like a Guillermo del Toro movie, like super grotesque, but also like intelligent and combat ready. Like, especially like the boss that you'll see later here is pretty unique looking. But yeah, that's just another example of going in and out of a cutscene seamlessly. Even here, kind of introducing you to the base system here, which is kind of like a little safe zone where you can take refuge, replenish your items, do upgrades, various types of upgrades, whether it be your skill tree, your combat, like your gear. But see, it opens up, and this is what I was talking about. Like, I don't know. This reminds me of like Death Stranding, how that umbrella comes down, little dream catcher hanging there for no reason. But I mean, it's cool. It just adds flair to the game. You got your fast travel spot and your chair. If you sit down here, sometimes it'll give you like a cutscene and kind of explain like a little flashback, and basically it shows like what happened in between, like the the very beginning and how she got on the ship with Adam. Like he basically rescued her after her friend was killed by that creature. Um, so that's a pretty cool mechanic, and it replenishes your items and stuff too when you sit there. And then here's a skill tree, and I didn't want to show too much of it just because it's a lot, right? And I didn't even look at all the skills, but what I really appreciate about this game is when you upgrade a skill, you have the option to go into training mode, like dynamically, right there on the spot, and perfect what you've learned. But not only what you've just learned, you can literally go into this training mode and like practice everything. So for me, I was like, cool, I got the blink move down, but I want to get this perfect parry going because I was struggling with it, my timing. So I was like, let me train here, and I spent a good 20 minutes in here trying to perfect that perfect parry until I felt like I got it to a good spot, and it actually helped me later with the boss, which you'll see coming up here. I actually beat this boss in one shot. He didn't get me. He didn't kill me. Of course, it's the very first boss, real boss, I'm assuming. But it wasn't easy either. Like I was struggling. I feel like I did just, look at that. That's incredible. If you're a fan of anime or any kind of like high octane action, like this is definitely a game for you. But look at this boss. He looks like something Guillermo del Toro thought of. Like I couldn't even explain what it is, but it's just so cool to look at and fight. And his different attacks. He's got like lightning. You got to dodge him, get out of the way, and follow up with your strikes. And this is basic. Like I have like one skill unlocked. So I'm super excited to see like what a full upgraded Eve, badass Eve is going to look like. But yeah, so he's got these lightning attacks you got to dodge. And this boss fight, I cut it into pieces, but it probably took a good 10 minutes. It was kind of reminded me of like a Final Fantasy 16 boss, like some of those longer boss battles, but they're fun. They're not repetitive. Like you want to master it, you want to dodge, you want to get those special chunky kill animations. Like this one is just so sick, this finisher. But I mean, I'm really impressed with the demo. It's everything I hoped for. Wasn't disappointed about anything. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Look at that. That is awesome. That's Stellar Blade. Mark the calendars because this one looks to be special. And if you want to see me do the bonus content after the demo, check out my next video. Thanks.